All right, so we're live here this morning, Sunday, November 24th. So we've got my next MRI is December 17th. Apprehensive, excited, whatever. Not whatever. There's a lot of emotions that go into what's coming up. I've staked my life on the fact that I'm going to beat this through integrative methods, and that's the path I've chosen. And yesterday, yesterday I had to do my video twice because I didn't have the sound on, and I've had an ongoing issue with that. But yesterday we talked about the Rife machine, and that is a video worth watching. Controversial, like everything I do here. And I got to say, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. This is my story. This is all it is, and it's going to be a damn good one. So tell your friends to subscribe. Tell anybody who's suffering through anything to head over to Tumor Tales and watch that idiot with his brain hat spew his opinions about different integrative alternate therapies treating his brain tumor. So anyway, today I'm going to talk about cell phones. Cell phones and their impact on your health and the potential damage they can do to your brain. There's a lot of debate still on this, and here's my cell phone. Guess what? So here's my story before we get into the science and the some of the opinion pieces on cell phones and radiation. So I have had this cell phone or a cell phone for over 20 years. All right. And since I'm a righty, I always write with my right hand, and I put the cell phone right here. Well, guess what's right here? My head. Yep, you're right. Also my ear, but also my brain, and also where the tumor is. Right here. Right where the cell phone has been. Think about it. I've been on my cell phone minimum 30 hours. I'm a sales guy. So minimum of 30 hours a week, 52 weeks a year for 20 years. Think about that. Minimum 30 hours a week, 52 weeks a year for 20 years. Tumor right here in my head. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm going to just read some stats for you guys. According to Dr. NDTV, 5 harmful effects of mobile phones on your brain. Cell phones are one of the few devices that have become an integral part of our lives. This is actually funny. Almost everyone in the world has one, so much so that a recent report from the World Bank stated that the world's poorest households are more likely to have access to a cell phone rather than toilets. While cell phones and smartphones make our lives easier, there's no denying that the machine does bring some harm, and not only good. Still don't believe us? Here's the top 5 negative effects from your cell phone to your brain. 1, cell phone radiation has been classified as a possible human carcinogen by the World Health Organization. That's number 1. Number 2, a 2-year study by the Radiation Nuclear Safety Authority in Finland found that brain tissue damage could be caused by radiation from mobile phones. Remember, Scot, 20 years, 30 hours a week minimum for 30 hours a week, 52 weeks a year for 20 years. Tumor's right here. Cell phone's been right here. I'm right-handed. I held my phone here. Your cell phone usage could very well give you a tumor. An Italian court recently ruled that a man's heavy mobile phone use caused him to develop a benign brain tumor. He testified that his job required him to use his cell phone for 3 to 4 hours every day for 15 years. Gee, that sounds familiar. While your child may constantly beg you for your cell phone, this is number 4, play the latest version of Candy Crush, you might want to tell them no once in a while. Research shows that the bone marrow of a child's head absorbs almost 10 times more radiation than an adult's. Yes, you read that right. 10 times. Our cell phones are powerful enough to accelerate. This is number 5. Our cell phones are powerful enough to accelerate our brain activity, even after just 50 minutes of use. This just goes to show how sensitive our brain is to electromagnetic radiation and how this could greatly affect us in the long term. Okay, so, there's a disclaimer. This content, including advice, provides generic information only and is in no way a substitute for qualified medical opinion. Always consult a specialist or your own doctor for information, and DTV does not claim responsibility. Okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, who's gonna do a study on, who is actually studying this long term? Really, like there's at best anecdotal evidence. And I apologize, I'm basically in my pajamas this morning. I figured it's better to get the content out than to look sexy this morning. So so let me see. There's another from a site called Vest. The radiation the study by the Nuclear Safety Authority in Finland found that 1 hour of mobile radiation triggered potentially harmful changes in human cells. The radiation made the cells in blood vessel walls shrink, allowing potentially harmful substances in the blood to leak into the brain. So why? What does that mean? So there's something called the blood-brain barrier. Okay, this is fascinating. There's a Neuroscience for Kids site that really helps break this down simply, because it gets kind of complicated when you talk about all, there's a lot of really big words. So basically 100 years ago, it was discovered, and this is from the faculty.washington.edu site. It was discovered that if blue dye was injected in the bloodstream of an animal, the tissues of the whole body except the brain and spinal cord would turn blue. To explain this, scientists thought that a blood-brain barrier, which prevents materials from the blood from entering the brain, existed. More recently, scientists have discovered much more about the structure and function of the blood-brain barrier. So basically, the blood-brain barrier is a semi-permeable area that allows some materials to cross, but prevents others from crossing. So basically, it is like these little gatekeepers that will allow the good stuff to get through, and the blood-brain barrier is there to stop bad stuff. We're just going to oversimplify. So the blood-brain barrier has several important functions. One, protects the brain from foreign substances, protects the brain from hormones and neurotransmitters, and maintains a constant environment of the brain. Okay, general properties of the blood-brain barrier: large molecules do not pass through it easily. Low lipid or fat soluble molecules do not penetrate the brain. However, lipid soluble molecules such as barbiturate drugs rapidly cross into the brain, and then molecules that have a high electrical charge are slowed. Blood-brain barrier, and I'm going to go into this a little bit, but one of the things that can break down the blood-brain barrier, in fact, two, microwaves, exposure to microwaves, and two, radiation, exposure to radiation. Well, what do you get with a cell phone? You get you get an increase of the microwaves and radiation. So I don't believe in coincidence. I don't think that there's I could have got the brain tumor from something else. It's very possible, but I think this guy here is a damn good suspect in my case. I don't know about your case. I would just be like really careful. I don't put this next to my head anymore. I use headphones. I don't even use the Bluetooth things. Yes, I know. Is it paranoia? I don't know. It's not paranoia if the voices are real. Are they real in this case? I don't know, but why take a chance? So anyway, that I can do your own research. Please, 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 everyone, if you can just be one thing, be curious. Be curious. Remember, children are curious. Look at a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old child and observe them and listen to the questions they ask. At some point in our lives as adults, we lose that curiosity. We lose that creativity. We stop. We abdicate the responsibility of our health to experts who may be functioning from a very good place. They might be having the best of intent, but they, experts, we've all been trained to do certain things a certain way in life. Okay. I'm in real estate. I'm a real estate broker. I have a property management company. I have like 25 real estate agents that work for me and 10 employees. And I have systems and processes that I follow. But there's one rule I have in my business, and I'm going to apply it in my personal life too, is that we never stop trying to be better, and we never close our minds to the possibilities that are out there, that there might be a better way, that the way we're doing it might not be the best way. In fact, it might, in some cases, be one of the worst ways. We just don't know a better way. So we're constantly on the lookout for a better way, that curiosity. Okay. There is a phrase we always quote. It's about, apparently there was this British rowing team that set out to win the Olympic gold, basically. I don't even know if this story is true or not, but I love it, so I'm going to tell it. So basically, they had no chance of winning. No chance whatsoever of winning gold in the Olympics. Heck, weren't even going to qualify. They had 2 years to train. So every single day when they got together, they had an agreement. And the agreement was this: whatever we do today, we're going to ask ourselves, does this make the boat faster? Every time we get together to train. And they didn't train every day, but every time they got together, they said, okay, what are we going to do today? And will it make the boat faster? If it's not going to make the boat faster, whether it be running or a way they row or the cadence, whatever they did, if it didn't make the boat faster, they didn't believe it made the boat faster, they didn't do it, and they did something that made the boat faster. So in life, ask yourself, does this make me healthier? What am I eating today? There may be days where you say, you know what, I just don't care. I know it doesn't, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. That's fine. Okay. Some people call them cheat days. Some people call them reward days. I don't know if like killing yourself through eating crappy food is a reward, but if it gives you that moment of dopamine, that's fine. I did eat a little more keto-friendly desserts last night. I did make avocado ice cream with my brother-in-law, avocado pudding, and we made this really good monk fruit. Monk fruit with coconut oil. It's like a fat bomb, for lack of a better word. So I wish I would have taken some video, but we didn't know what the hell we were doing, which might have been funny. But we'll do it again, and I'll videotape it because it's funny watching two dudes who don't know what the hell they're doing cook. Anyway, there's a lot of good options, even if you want to have like little cheat sweets, and we'll talk about that in a different video. Anyway, so cell phones, be careful. Take control of your lives. Be curious, be creative, and be good to each other. So I'm going to talk about chlorine in one of the upcoming videos. I read a book, or not chlorine. Yeah, chlorine I'm going to talk about, but I read a book, The Power of Hydrogen Peroxide. Okay, I'm telling you, somebody in one of the comments told me to get on this. Thank you. Holy crap. I have a hot tub, and I got to drain that thing today and go with food grade hydrogen peroxide, apparently, according to this book. So according to the book, okay, I don't know, like, do what you want, but we're going to talk about that in a later video. Thank you, everyone. I know I went long today. I know I'm gas bagging, but it's a good message. And, share with your friends. Remember, subscribe wherever that button is. Subscribe. There's a little bell. You'll get updates on the videos. I'm going to be bringing the fire with these videos. I'm going to be in Phoenix next week for Thanksgiving here in the U.S. And I'm going to have some good stuff coming with the peroxide chlorine thing. And just tell your friends to be curious. Tell them to watch the Tumor Tales YouTube channel. Tell them to share with their friends. Again, not medical advice, but I'm telling you, be curious. Take control of your damn life. Okay, please, people. If you take nothing else out of these videos, be curious. Think of a 5-year-old child and follow their path. Robert, thank you. Sorry, I got to be better about responding to the comments live here, but I'm going to get rolling. I'm actually going to go work in my hot tub now. All right. Love you all. Remember, make every second count. You don't know how many you have left. And be curious, for God's sakes. Boom. I'm out of here.